Hi, welcome to this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Sunday, September 24th, Major League Baseball slate. Just a reminder, 4 teams we fade or follow: Cubs, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Royals. So we only bet in those particular games. If you're new to the show. So we get started off with the early game today. Is Blue Jays Rays. UC going against Taj Bradley. This game's flip-flopped quite a bit. Blue Jays were a dog. Now it's back to about close to even on this particular one. We grabbed this yesterday when they were like just barely over. They were plus 102. But we did take Blue Jays money line plus 1.5, plus 2.5. minus 1.5 and minus 2.5 on the run line. This series is split. The Rays really aren't playing. I mean, they're playing for a division and the best record, so they're playing for something. The Blue Jays are trying to make it in the playoffs. So it's been pretty much a battle the whole time. So it's Blue Jays money line plus 1.5, plus 2.5, and minus 1.5 and minus 2.5 on the run lines. Blue Jays money line, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Springer, Bichette, Guerrero over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero over 1.5 total bases. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero double. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero home run. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero 2+ hits. So like I said, this series has been tight. The Rays tried to gift the Blue Jays a game in Game 2, but then came back in the bottom of the ninth in order to win that one. I mean, I think they walked and hit pitch like 4 batters in a row to give them a free run, which I'll be really honest with you. Both these teams, if you don't walk them more times than not, they're probably not going to score as much. So, especially the Blue Jays, they struggle executing, putting the ball in play unless it's on the ground for double plays. I've never seen a team hit so many ground balls than what they do. They hit a ton of them. So we'll run through this game one more time for you. Blue Jays money line plus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 1.5, and minus 2.5 on the run lines. Blue Jays over the 3.5 team total. Blue Jays money line first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Springer, Bichette, Guerrero over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero over 1.5 total bases. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero double. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero home run. Bichette, Springer, Guerrero 2+ hits. Next game up for us is going to be Kansas City going for the sweep in Houston. I don't know if they just own the Astros at the moment or what the Astros are doing. They're going to find their ass out of a playoff spot is what they're going to end up doing here. But Cruz, so it's a bullpen game versus Hunter Brown. I mean, this series on paper is so lopsided. That's what makes baseball fun, yet want to pull your hair out all at the same time. I mean, the Astros should absolutely demolish the Royals. But like I said, they seem to have owned them as of late, and they took 2 out of 3 in the last series, and they won the first 2 in this one. We're going to ride with the Astros again. I'm feeling confident about today, but they have to score runs. They are not going to hold the Royals to like 2. That's not going to happen. I mean, you're going to have to score 7 runs. I mean, in order to beat them. So make sure you beat them. Astros money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. On the run line, Astros over 5.5 team total. Astros minus 0.5, first 3 innings, minus 1.5, first 5 and first 7 innings. The juice is so bad, you got to take 1.5 on 5. Crazy. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I'm shocked that those guys are at 1.5, especially when the team total is 5.5. But we'll take it. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez over 1.5 total bases. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez double. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez home run. And Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez 2+ hits. Like, I expected the Royals to win the first game in this series when Cole Reagans pitched. Did not expect them to win yesterday. And damn sure don't expect them to win today. But it's been the bats. They just can't score enough runs right now for the Astros. I mean, JP Prance didn't do them any freaking favors. But anyway, Astros money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5 on the run line. So we're hoping for like a 10-5 game here. Astros over 5.5 team total. Astros -0.5 first 3 innings, -1.5 first 5 and 7 innings. Altuve, Tucker, and Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, or RBIs. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez over 1.5 total bases. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez double. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez home run. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez 2+ hits. Next game up is going to be about the same time as that Kansas City Houston game. Next game is going to be Cubs going against the Rockies. The Cubs pull one. Good game for them yesterday. I still think they're a little light on the bat, but I don't know how they shut out the Rockies. But, good win for them yesterday. Now they have a game lead in the last wild card spot. I still can't believe the Diamondbacks are still a half game up. So, that'll even out by the end of tomorrow, as Diamondbacks have an extra game in hand. So we'll see what happens there. Block versus Jordan Wicks. Huge favorite for the Cubs. Once again, not a shocker. They're about a $2.50 favorite. But I don't see how you don't go with the Cubs here. The key is going to be scoring at least 6 runs. That seems to be the magical number. When they score 6, good things happen. Cubs money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over that 5.5 team total. Cubs -0.5 a run, first 3 innings. Cubs -1.5 runs, first 5 and first 7 innings. Cody Bellinger, Swanson, Ian Happ, Suzuki, all over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki over 1.5 total bases. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki double. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki home run. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki 2+ hits. All of those guys have really good success against block. I'm not a monster Ian Happ person. I think if you've listened to the show more than once, you figured that out. But he does have great success against blocks, so we'll hope he continues that. So we'll run through that Cubs-Rockies game one more time. Cubs money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over the 5.5 team total. Cubs -0.5 a run, first 3 innings. Cubs -1.5 runs, first 5 and 7 innings. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki over 1.5 hits, runs, or RBIs. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki over 1.5 total bases. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki double. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki home run. Bellinger, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki 2+ hits. And the person that's probably cost the Cubs the most in the last few days, last week plus, has probably been Bellinger. He comes up, bases loaded, nobody out again yesterday, sac fly. I'm like, it wouldn't crush you to get a hit. He's been struggling. His batting average, if you watch, it's went down about 20 points over the last 10 games. So you can tell when that happens, there's a lot of offers in the mix. For sure on that one. Last game of the day, Sunday Night Baseball, which is always one of those games. I'm like, Sunday Night Baseball is just tough. Lance Lynn for the Dodgers against Ryan Walker for the Giants. The Giants got a game out of this series. That's better than I thought they would do, and that's probably where it's going to fall. We're rolling with the Dodgers today. Dodgers money line, -1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over 4.5 team total. We're hoping Lance Lynn, even if he blows up, that only means 2 runs for the Giants. Dodgers -0.5 a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Freeman and Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Martinez and Muncy over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Freeman, Martinez, and Betts over 1.5 total bases. Muncy only over 1/2 a total base. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts, double. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts, homer. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts, 2+ hits. If you got a chance to watch the game yesterday, we about clean swept this thing except for home run props. We had 3 out of the 4 double props as well. All 4 of those guys had 2+ hits. It was a 7-0 win. Monster day for the Dodgers hitters. At least they came through. Nice to see. Sunday Night Baseball, so I'm sure they probably won't play the B team because they are going to be on ESPN National TV. So we'll see. If that trend continues, we're in good shape. If they, for some reason, change a bunch of stuff around, make sure you do check out the Google Sheets, which are at the comment section of this episode, and you'll be able to follow along with any changes that we make. Sometimes we just end up voiding the tickets. Maybe there's not anything that we think is worthwhile there, but just to make sure, they're not putting in, Hayward for Muncy or something to that effect for the Or maybe they do the stupid shit and put in Colt Wong, right? So anything's possible. Dodgers money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over 4.5 team total. Dodgers -0.5 a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Freeman and Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Martinez and Muncy over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Muncy over half a total base. Freeman, Martinez, and Betts over 1.5 total bases. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts double. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts homer. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts 2+ hits. So, dude, like I mentioned just a little bit earlier, make sure you do check out the comment section. You'll see a link to the Google Sheet. There are going to be 4 of those to give you a little tutorial on those. Sheet 1 is football last year. Sheet 2 is all of baseball this year. Sheet 3, football this year so far, and all of our plays for today on NFL Week 3. And then also Sheet 4, a few futures that we have placed already for basketball. So make sure you get a chance to check those out when you get some time. See how we've done in the past, see how we're doing today, check it all out. And also, if you can subscribe and get notifications to the channel, you'll get all our info first. All the bets that we place, you'll get those first before anybody else. If you subscribe and get notifications to the channel, that'll give you plenty of time in order to get match them up with your bets, see which of those you like the best, and give you a ton of confidence heading to the betting app or betting window. Like most people want to have their own bets. I'm totally on board with that. We just want to give you another resource to either help reinforce what you're looking at, or maybe think against what you're looking at. So either way, sometimes the best bet is the best bet is the one we don't place. Sometimes it happens for us as well. Nobody's perfect. We look at this as a long term. For the season for baseball, we're up over 6,000 units. There are days, though, we've lost 300+ units. There's days that we've won over 300 units. So, I mean, it does happen like that, folks. It's kind of it's like the stock market. You're not going to win every day. I've never met a professional poker player that never had a losing day. I've never met a professional sports bettor that never had a losing day. So that's the way it goes. If somebody claims they've never lost, I'll tell you right now, they're full of shit. So no easier way to explain it than that. So just like I said, make sure you subscribe and get those notifications. That way, when our stuff drops, you'll get it. Plus, we've got best bets of the day. We're doing NFL prop of the day every day for this year. We dropped the 7th one today as well for this week, and then we'll even have a Monday night prop. Props are big interest to a lot of bettors. It's fun just to watch maybe your fantasy player on a prop bet. Adds a little bit more intrigue to it, as most of the people probably bettors are probably fantasy players as well, and vice versa. So it gives you just a little bit more to look at there, a little bit more fun. Maybe you don't like the game, but you like a certain player on one of the teams and you think they're going to do well. So really high interest on those player props. Also, Formula One, we hit the 2 best bets for the weekend. Those came in as Max Verstappen. English Premier League, we dabble in that as well. And then also baseball best bet, football best bet. College, we hit that one. We've hit the college one now for the first 4 weeks. On college football best bet. So it's a good thing to check those out, see what we put out there for best bet. If you're looking at the Google Sheet, you pretty much got a pretty damn good idea, because you'll see the most units wagered typically on that. But just sometimes, though, we have a higher wager on something that is heavily juiced, and we don't normally put those out. So just make sure you check out those best bets as well. I do appreciate everybody's support, as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.